Oops.
Well, we're here, and so the first half of the show, I'm just going to let Matt fill you in on all the information. We're going to be giving some stuff away tonight. Matt has some FAQ books and some Tech Talk DVDs from the gathering last year, as well as...
06.
6?
Yep, 06.
Oh, sorry, the Tech Talk was in 06. And Jeff Ball has put up one set of bushings for us to give away tonight, as well as I will be awarding a gift certificate for Modern Performance once again. It's not going to be extravagant like last time, but it's still something for you to fight over. So we'll get to that.
They use $1,000. You guys should have let me win that one.
See, Matt's still bitter about not having the contest rigged. All right, so if you want to take the floor, Matt, and get us started on that information.
Well, most of you know that, you should, but if you've actually read the web page, you should know that it will be, we're holding it June 11th through the 15th. At least that's what we're hoping for. It's pretty much set in stone, but if for some reason drag racing doesn't happen or something like that, we'll look at maybe possibly moving the dates, but we're pretty sure we can get those dates there. So it's June 11th through the 15th. As always, the first day, Wednesday the 11th, is basically just going to be a meet and greet in the afternoon. We're still looking at parks. I should probably have those nailed down in the next week or two. We're hoping to, it'll probably just be a small gathering, bring something to grill. There'll be supermarkets, food stores close, so you can grab some stuff and bring it on over, bring some chips, whatever. Last year turned out to be pretty halfway decent once we got everybody out there. Thursday, we're really looking. Last year we did a parts run to one of the parts places and or one of the pull-it yards, and we think this year we can get a deal going with them. And I'm thinking, I got to talk to the guy, but probably do the same place we went last year. They have quite a few neons, so hopefully we'll be able to strip them of everything that's actually useful. I'm not sure what time we're going to do that, but that's kind of scheduled for Thursday. We'd also like to do a road rally or scavenger hunt again. People really liked, being able to go out in the back roads of Illinois and do a legal speed limit run. We know how that goes. I'll probably be working on that over the course of the next couple weeks here, too. I got to probably run out there and ride around a little bit. Maybe do a scavenger hunt. That was kind of fun a couple years ago as well. We'll see how that goes. Thank you, Kristen, for listening to my voice. Just so you know, I want to give a shout out to her. Friday the 13th, kind of a staple, is car show, barbecue, and I think we're going to try to put in a cruise this time. I don't know where we're going to go. We're going to try to keep everybody together, probably around the back roads of Illinois again, and don't make me laugh. Sorry, guys.
Who's pestering you on air?
By somebody in Texas, damn it. Anyway.
I just want to interject here while Matt's giving out the information. If you hear something that you have a question on, we're kind of watching the chat, but at the same time, for people who can't get into the chat and whatnot, there's an email set up, which is radio@neons.org. If you have any questions about the event or anything that we're doing or talking about tonight, feel free to punch in an email, and we'll be answering those.
Yeah. And I'll try my best to answer them as fast as we can. Did you just give out the email address?
Yep.
Okay. I was distracted for a second. Okay, so Friday the 13th, which hopefully won't be a bad luck day. Car show, barbecue, and possible cruise that night. I think the barbecue, with the money that I've got from shirts and stuff like that, we should be able to pretty much purchase everything we need. I would bring a drink. And, again, this will probably be up on the website later. and we'll just go from there with that one. Drag racing on Saturday the 14th. Pretty much self-explanatory. We're hoping to get Byron. And sorry for the dead space.
Stop getting distracted.
Yeah, though that's locally, though. Hoping to do drag racing again Saturday night. And if the hotel pool is open, we'll probably have a pool party Saturday night at the hotel. Last year, the pool, they worked really hard to get the pool back in service. As those of you who were there know, when we first showed up on Tuesday, it looked like a mud pit. And you really didn't want to be in there. But this year, hopefully, they'll have it done. And, yeah, that brings us to the hotel. It'll be the Cambridge Inn, for those of you that remember where we stayed last year. Again, all this information will be up on the website shortly. We do not have a deal set up with them. Their price, what I'm seeing right now, is between $45 and $65 a night. It might be more. It just depends. They do have the remodeled rooms, although the one I had last year was pretty crappy.
You were too drunk to notice.
Try to find a couple people to room with. If you don't mind, 2 or 3 people to a room. That usually works out pretty good for people. It makes it cheaper. I know Mike had PAACR last year in his room, and they got along pretty good. It's a good way to get to know people. And if you have, friends that you want a room with, that's cool too. You get to know little quirks like sleep talking. It's rather fun to listen to what they have for conversations. Anyway, so yeah, the hotel, Cambridge Inn. There are also a couple others you might want to look at if you don't want to stay at the Cambridge. The Cambridge has a lot of parking, a lot of gravel parking anyway. There are limited number of asphalt parking, up next to the rooms. But this is the place that if you have a rig of any size, there is a gravel lot out back that you can park in, and it's fairly secure. It's right next to a large dealership, and we didn't have any problems last year with vandalism or anything like that, so it's pretty good.
Just don't touch Riddler's bumper.
Pardon?
Just don't touch Riddler's bumper.
Yeah, don't touch Joe's bumper. Don't lean up against his car. And
just stay away from him altogether, otherwise he might get mad at you.
That's usually a good thing. He's darn Canadians, my God. Let's see here. I guess Kristen is going to room with Steve and me. I don't know how that's going to go over with everybody else, but that's what she's making the call right now. So, Sunday, the 15th. Typically, that's the day when everybody leaves, so we'll probably do a breakfast or something like that at Perkins, try to take over the whole section again if we can.
Take a picture.
Joe's not very happy with me for those comments either, but oh well. I'm sorry, Joe.
He agreed with us. He said, stay away from me, so.
Well, yeah, but I got a personal message from him, so.
Oh.
Don't even look at Joe's car.
It was something to the effect that I thought we were sharing a room, right?
Us?
Yeah, you and Joe.
Oh, no. I'd never share a room with Joe. He's too wild. And he's got too many women coming over, too. So I gave you the hotel information. I gave you the dates. Those are the big things. I gave you some information on what was going to be going on anyway. I would like to also announce that we do have a shirt maker for this year, and I hope to have orders and stuff like that probably in late March so that we can get them in. I can get everything back. They'll be handed out at the event. Cost is still up in the air, probably comparable to what we're charging for the other shirts. We might just make it an information packet or something like that.
If you're spending $600 on gas to attend the event, you can pay $15 for a shirt to remember it by.
$15 or $20. Yeah, and the money goes to help
The
keep down the
barbecue.
costs of everything. I mean, it's
All
people want to
profits
wear all
from
the-
shirts go to feed the admins at the barbecue.
Yeah, that's basically what it does. I mean, this $20 in charcoal and $40 in just condiments, and I mean that stuff adds up. And for quite a few years I did that out of pocket, and I don't know. Hopefully we can have some cost recovery for some of the stuff. I don't mind donating some money and some time, but it helps out in the long run if everybody pays just a little bit to help get things going. So yes, ordering a shirt does help the event. Hey, costs for the event, it's going to be up to you guys. You can go cheap. There's some people that sleep in their cars. I don't recommend that. Most of the time you can find somebody that will, more than willing to give you some floor space. I've gotten out of there with, paying under $500 for the whole thing, and that's including some of the other stuff that we've had to do. Just on a quick note, Mr. Sinclair has told me that it's 134 days, 3,219 hours, 193,190 minutes, and a couple 100,000 seconds to June 11th. So he's obviously keeping very close tabs on it. Thanks, Tom. Right now, I think that's probably about it for the information. We will take questions if you want to email radio@neons.org, or if you want to post it in the chat, just make sure you put what's my user ID in there, neons.org, in the message so that it at least lights up and I can see it. And any of those of you who are in chat that do that and don't put a message in, I'll just boot off. Come on.
Yeah, this is your chance to ask Matt pretty much anything you want. It doesn't have to be planning related at this point.
Doesn't have to be related to the event, although we'd prefer those questions. If you've got other questions, we can try to answer them.
So how adamant are you at this point that this will be the last year that we're going to organize this, or are we?
This is the last year that I want to be, the main organizer. I don't mind turning over it over to other people if they want to organize something. I will gladly help them with some stuff, allow them the use of, the resources that I have. But at this point, I think this is the last year that I want to organize. It has nothing to do with, the people involved. This will be the 12th year that I've done it. So
just time to pass the torch.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right.
Joe has a question here.
Yeah.
Are you planning to make event stickers? Actually, that was on my talking points list, and yes, I am. I got to get a couple quotes from people, but I think we will have stickers again like that, some sort anyway. So, yep, we will be working on that.
There's some questions coming in. Is there going to be a specified vendor area, kind of like with the swap, or is it just kind of a free-for-all sort of thing? And the question about how many rooms are actually in the hotel, is it worried about a sellout, or should there be booking in advance, or? I'll answer the hotel question first. I would be booking as soon as you can, meaning probably within the next week. If there's any issues with that, then we can change hotels, but I'm pretty sure that right now they don't have much in the way. Have you actually talked to the hotel yet about? No, I have not talked to the hotel yet. I was actually planning to reserve my room today, but I never got around to it. So. Okay. Another question is there any more information on the autocross?
The autocross is probably looking like it's not going to happen, simply because I don't think we're going to have the participation. I would really like to do the Blackhawk event again. The problem that we have with the road racing stuff is that we have a very limited number of people that actually participate in it. And in the past we have had problems, especially the Washington guys. You know, they had, 2 cars that almost didn't make it home. And I'm not, it's just one of those things it comes down to, which one's going to satisfy the most amount of people and which one's going to be cost effective for us to run. And I just don't see us being able to do an autocross or a high-speed event and cater to the largest number of people that we can.
All right. Just at this very moment, I'm actually putting up a poll in the 2008 area, just an attendance poll. If you can take a moment to pop over there and just put your vote in so we can get a rough count of the first attendance to see how many people are actually going to be coming this year.
Yeah, I mean, the attendance really depends. Hopefully we get a bunch more people. I'd really like to see this be comparable to what we had in 98, 99, with, having close to 100 people. I think a couple of those years we had, when we actually got out drag racing, we had pretty close to 120 cars, different license plates that we were able to get out there. So we'd really like to see that.
Especially if the future events are going to be in question, this is the year to go. Not to say that there won't be any future events, but may not have your planning in behind it, and hard to say what will happen. Try not to drop your phone, eh?
Yeah.
We run such a professional show here at Neon's Radio Industries.
I'm sorry, guys. I have some local distraction.
You do not want to know what the definition of local distraction is.
Yeah. No, I can't give the definition of local distraction as a girlfriend who's
Please put your socks back
right now at my place. So she keeps getting me to try to talk to her while I'm doing this. So, excuse me, sorry guys. I do have one shout out here. Sorry. One of the guys that's doing some selling on neons.org sent in a deal that he's got going out right now. Let me read this here. It's DTEC, D-T-E-C, and right now they've got the DTEC FC for 280.75, the DTEC FC/BC for 512.45, and DTEC BC Pro for 412.20. I'm guessing these are for vehicles that tuners need something. Guessing probably turbocharged vehicles or anything running, other versions of non-stock computer hardware for the car. But Cody's been around for a couple months, and looks like they got some decent deals going here. So
I've just been informed that you can't vote in the thread yet. I'm fixing that. That's Matt's fault.
Is that my fault? Did I screw something up?
You didn't set the forum up properly. Okay, you can vote now.
Okay. Voting's good to go.
Another question come by in the chat. Do you happen to have the contact information for the hotel?
I will be posting that either tonight or tomorrow morning. In fact, I'll probably post everything tomorrow morning because that's when I get a little bit of time. I can get that out and I won't be distracted. So,
all right.
I will do that tomorrow morning. we want to give away a set of DVDs, Tech Talk 2006 DVDs.
Okay. How do you plan on doing that?
Okay. I think they need to... I'm going to have them span our email account. First one, let's see. Shall I ask a question? Here, let me pull up. That's what we should do. We should pull up a question. Well, no, we can't do that. I'm just going to have the first person to email me with their address. I'm going to give them a... I wonder what... I want to give you this address. WIGGS. So write this down. WIGGS @neons.org. Again, that's WIGGS @neons.org. The first person to email me their address will win a set of the FAQs on a set of the Tech Talk DVDs. And I'm waiting for my email to pop up here, so somebody send something soon, like now.
I posted it in the chat. You just want to harvest everybody's address for spam.
That's right. That's right. Also, we'd like to give a shout-out to Evil Fabrications and their scatter shields. www.evilfabrication.com for more details about it. Something that Riddler's working on. Joe's a trustworthy guy, and they do good work up there.
Just don't look at them, right?
Yeah, just don't look at those funny Canadians. Joe's also donating one to the N2K8 or Neon 2008 product giveaways. So we thank him for that. That'll get the ball rolling. Hopefully, getting more people out there. And I hate to say it, but it looks like Vitter wins, except he didn't do what I told him to do. I needed a postal address. So, next one. Hey, Lorenzo, there you go. You won, boy. Good job.
Wow.
Good job.
Wait, I have to make a point here. Because you weren't around on Saturday night, so you missed the 4.5 hours of making fun of Lorenzo.
I was doing other things Saturday night.
Yeah, for him to actually follow instructions and win this is a great accomplishment. And anybody who was listening on Saturday would have to agree, because he openly admitted to not even reading the rules of the forum. So it took him like a good 5 minutes to realize he wasn't even administrator anymore.
And we can all thank Lorenzo for the little issue with the whole IP thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got into that on Saturday,
we're going to give him a little bit of crap for that, but, hey, you live and learn, All right.
What are you telling me tough shit for? Hang on a second. Here.
Sorry, there.
Bye, Lorenzo.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, be nice. Be nice.
Well, now what do we do?
I don't know. We have any more questions coming in? Let's see. I got spam.
Cost for drag racing.
Drag racing. There we go. Yes, there will be a cost. It's probably whatever they charge to get in at Byron. In the past, I think it's been between $25 and $50, usually on the lower side. I think we paid $50. Well, $50 was when we rented Route 66. Or $55, $60. We rented Route 66. But I think maybe if one of the guys lives out in Belvedere or Rockford there that goes to Byron can let us know. But I'm pretty sure it's between $25 and $40, $50. Shouldn't be too bad. So I wouldn't worry. That's pretty low cost. That's pretty standard. And I think it'll be during the day because Byron has issues with running at night. So, be sure to bring a lot of water and food. Keep yourself hydrated. I know this is a lot of times this drag racing for a lot of people is usually it's the first time or they haven't done these conditions. Illinois in the middle of June, July, it's hot as hell, and you do need to stay hydrated. So be sure to bring lots of water. Usually I've got some, wear clothes that aren't going to make you overheat, and just try to have a fun time.
Does the drag strip have rules on full clothing? I know around here you can't race in shorts or short sleeves or anything like that.
Last year, I think they do. You need to have long pants at least. I would bring a set of sweats or, a set of pants that you can get in and out of real quick.
Or even coveralls.
Coveralls, yeah. Whatever. Towards the end of the day, I will admit that I was wearing shorts, and that was it. I didn't put the pants back on, and I had no issues.
No wonder everybody left.
Yeah, well, my white legs just kind of scares everybody. We do have another question. Let's see. Is there going to be anything for non-interested wives to do other than other guys? Well, hey, if she's that promiscuous.
Yeah, you might come with one and leave with something else.
Well, in the past. Anyway,
that was Shanda's job to organize the wives. Is she going this year?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her. In the past, it's been difficult to organize something for the wives, girlfriends, whatever. I know that it gets boring for them. Chicago's an hour away. That's all I'm going to say. There's shopping. There's more than, there's sightseeing, especially if you're not local to the area. There are shuttles that run between a couple of the hotels that I'm pretty sure we could, get in on. And, but it just, it really depends on what they're interested in doing. If you give them the keys to the car and become a rider slut with somebody for a day, let them go into town and you just hop a ride with somebody else, that works too. We've done that before. So there's really not, there's nothing keeping them from, participating in what we're doing, but at the same time, I understand it gets boring, just car talk.
Or even if you get your hotel in Chicago or something and just stay there and drive to the event. Or
Kristen is saying that it's not going to be possible for her to wear full clothing at the drag strip, so we might get a show if she shows up.
Hey, we were trying to get flashed on the radio on Saturday, so anything's possible.
Wow. She's probably going to kill me for that one, too.
Nah, you're too pudgy.
I'm getting some strange looks from the person here, too.
You're too pudgy. The blows don't have any effect on you.
Any more questions coming in from the email? I don't see anything.
No.
Let me refresh here.
Anybody has anything they want to ask, whether it's N2K related or not, this is your opportunity. You got the two honchos of the org at your disposal, so bring it on. We are waiting.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go back and look at my talking points. I don't know if I got anything.
Anybody
just so you guys do know, I will be, probably the next couple days here, we will be doing a sticker order again. We're hammering out the final costs on it right now. I think we're going to have to raise the price a little bit because we were pressing our good luck with the vendor we had last time, and his costs have gone up a little bit, so I think we're going to have to raise ours. It's not going to be too much more, but because I can get mailing these isn't a big deal. It's 41 cents in an envelope, but we're still trying to make a little bit of a profit on it to help fund the event. So
you still owe me a sticker.
We will be getting stickers ordered here soon. to let people know that as well. And I will announce that Jose has said that he will do more shirts again. He will be doing the event shirts. I think at the middle of next month, we will be doing another Neons.org shirt order. So I need to talk to him and see if he's got a shirt in a boys large, because I need one that size. And now I'm getting a dirty look, so.
Look in your email.
Oh, how many people do we have on the stream right now?
47.
Yeah, 47.
Yeah, if I don't get 50, I'm cutting it off. I threatened that earlier. And I can see unique addresses.
I just got a finger, so. Let's see. I got another email here. Yes, Mr. Boneyard Racing. I forget your first name. I forget your last name. But whoever is in charge of boneyardracing.com, he's just offered up $50 credit at the event. So looks like we've got 2 vendors now that we can put on our page. Actually, we'll have 3, because Corey, Modern Performance, always does everything he can to help out too. So hopefully we might have to talk to him. Maybe if you guys would like to email him and tell him that bowling was really fun last year and the year before, or maybe it wasn't last year, but we've done it in the past years. See if he isn't willing to put together a bowling thing again.
But you guys do that junky 10-pin stuff.
I put some pressure on Corey now, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'd like to do bowling again. I think that'd be kind of fun. I'd move some stuff around if we got that going too. That was always a fun time, just to kind of hang out in the bowling alley and have some fun. So we've got 3 vendors now, 4 probably with Mr. Booger Bushings. I'll be talking to him in person next month sometime and seeing what's going on with him. But he's helping to sponsor this tonight with a product, so I have no problem listing him as a sponsor for Neon 2008 either. So we've got 4 sponsors so far. We're doing pretty good, guys.
All right, and Lorenzo's also bringing some parts.
5, I forgot.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. You're right. That's 5, Lorenzo.
I don't know.
I'm trying to forget you,
I don't know specifically what yet, if he wants to tell me here. Come on, Lorenzo, use the keys. Doot, doot, click, click, click.
Yep, he hit me. He's donating stuff too, so. And he also says that he'd be up for doing stickers of some sort, so we'll see. Maybe we'll send out the stickers to a couple of them and see what happens.
He says probably a fuel rail and an alternator ODP, an overdrive pulley.
Cool. Good deal, guys. I really appreciate you guys stepping up and offering that stuff. It helps us, and we can promote it a little bit, promote you guys. Does pretty good, it's a pretty good thing for you guys, pretty good thing for us. I do have another question that came in. What happened to the 2007 calendar? Well, good question. It was nothing like what happened with the Mustang calendar where, Chrysler said, no, you can't do that, or Ford said, no, you can't do that. I have a letter from Chrysler that allows me, or points out exactly what I can and can't do for the club. The 2007 calendar was procrastination on my part. I didn't get a hold of a couple people that wanted to help put it together. I dropped the ball on it. It's my fault. I can't. That's just the way it is. Hopefully we can get a 2008 calendar going. I'm trying to do one thing at a time. I don't want to get into, taking orders for this, orders for that, orders for something else, and then having everything come at the same time and having to send out everything at the same time. I'd rather do it in, get this one done, get that one done. And the calendar thing kind of interfered with the shirt thing, and I just didn't happen. So I am sorry for, I know people have come to kind of expect that. I really am hoping to get something going this year for that, and I think maybe in the next couple of days we'll start taking some pictures, submissions for it. Let's see here. Mr. Boneyard Racing, his name's Blair. I'd like to thank Blair for donating the $50 off credit at the event. So if you see him, make sure you say thanks. If he shows up, I hope you're coming to the event. Make sure you thank all these vendors that are giving stuff out, because they really do their part to help keep us going. And you'll notice that a couple of them are administrators as well, and it's because they know stuff.
Have we heard anything out of Mr. Sparks, if he's able to donate anything to the event?
Rodney?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to Steve. Steve's a pretty good friend of mine, so we might be able to work something out. I don't know for sure, but I will bring that up with them and see. They're very active on the site, and they go out of their way. I know from personal experience they go out of their way to get to help people. So I will discuss that with them and see what happens.
All right. And if there's any other vendors that are listening that want to get in and talk to them.
I'm talking about some of the stuff you guys are typing in there, but not much. Sorry.
We've kind of run out of shit to talk about because you guys have got all the details. Nobody's sending.
It's only been, 40 minutes?
Not even.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, granted, there wasn't really much information to give. It was more of just kind of a get-together. But, so that we got the hotel, we got the dates and everything, the hotel information. You're going to post that up in the forum right away.
Yeah. Would you guys be interested in having more information on other hotels in the area? I'll give that question out to the guys in chat. Give me a second here. I'm gonna go to the website here and see if I can pull up a question.
Lorenzo's making fun of you because he talked for 2 hours and you're running out of steam already.
Well, we could talk about other things. I've got this pain in my shoulder.
Oh, okay. What the hell is going on with Neon of the Month? This is a very good point here because, I know right now, like I sent you even today, the email is screwed up. Some people are sending submissions. The mail is full. There's some confusion about who's running it, when it's happening. So let's settle that issue right now.
Well, the guy that's running it's in chat right now. So.
And that's the one who's asking to talk about it.
Oh, well.
Pay attention.
This is ever since we started this and Shanda was working on it, we've had a difficult time of people submitting vehicles. My God, guys, I brought my beater to the event last year, okay? I would submit that for Neon of the Month. It doesn't have to look great. It doesn't have to have a lot done to it. What it comes down to is having vehicles that can compete against each other. So having, a couple of beaters 1 month doesn't matter. Ugliest car, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've got nothing done to the car. It doesn't matter if your car is a pristine nitro yellow green vehicle like Mr. Alan Toeth has. And any of you that have been to the Neon event in the past have probably seen Alan's car. It's one of the cleanest NYGs around. It does have some paint fade in spots now, but it is the cleanest inside and out that you've probably ever seen a vehicle that's not, it's 10 years old. That's still on the original paint. It doesn't have to be that pristine clean. It doesn't have to have any modifications done to it. Submissions, guys, that's all that matters. Oh, more about the format? Hell if I know about the format. That's your thing. maybe I should go look at the forum, huh? Let me, let's see, what's he...
Well,
okay,
the submissions mailbox is full of spam right now. I'm going to clean it out, and I'm going to set up spam filter on it so that we can actually use this again. And I'm going to talk to Bob about how to retrieve these, because there was some confusion about, we were sending them to Nom, and then we were sending them to April, and then we were sending them to Bob's Gmail, and like we got to get a handle back on this again. So it's going to be the proper Nom email address, which is nom@neons.org. And I'll get the information to Bob about how to check this and get the pictures out of it. So put some submissions in. I'm going to clean out this box. And like Matt said, just put them in, because you're going to match up against somebody to be put on there. And I mean, it's all fun and stuff, but if we don't get any submissions, we can't really put anything up. So I'm going to get this fixed up. You can start sending them right now if you want.
I looked at what Bob said about the submissions and the format of it. And he said he talked about making it a shootout style where the winner from January would go on to compete against the February contestant, and so on and so forth. The downside that he posted is that it would be difficult to keep the same level of competition up there against the vehicles. Having a car that's highly modded against something that is, low modded, or, a car that's a show car against a car that's basically a drag car. And, you get into, I understand you get into, issues where, the competition isn't fair. We can try it for a year and see what happens. I really do prefer just picking two contestants and having them go at it. I think it makes it more fair in the long run. Although, then people who submit their cars may not be chosen right away, and it may be 3 or 4 months down the road. But if you guys have another way, if you guys want to make it a 3-way, a 4-way, whatever, we can try that too. We just need submissions, and we need, feedback from you guys. It doesn't do us any good if we don't have the feedback. And Snap, you are hosting Coast to Coast. Thanks, Sean.
What do you mean?
So any more questions from you guys in chat? I was going to look up a question here that I wanted to ask out, and it will be the first person who...
I'm kind of distracted because now I'm cleaning up the Nom box.
Oh, okay.
Just so there's room for some submissions to come in. There is a few in here. These are from February of 2007. So it's I'm just going to turf everything. We're going to start this from a fresh slate because these are very old and may not even be applicable anymore. So I'm just going to turf the entire contents of this submission box because it's so full of spam, but I'll fix that up so that doesn't happen anymore.
I think this one's going to go out to the guys in the chat right now. Let's see here.
What are you giving away?
I'm going to give away a FAQ.
I want one of those.
Yeah,
I need a shirt
expensive.
And a book.
I still owe that sticker, too. So
and you still owe me a sticker? Fuck. I'm the only one that got ripped off on the stickers, just for everybody's information. I took the fall on that one. Actually, that's Lee's sticker, so he took the fall. And he's probably listening right now, so I still owe him $6 or a sticker. Make sure you don't give everything away. I still need to buy a book.
Well, I'll have some probably for the event, no problem. And we are working on the second version of the book. Joe has offered to help with it, and I'm probably prompting him now to, talk to me eventually about this so we can get this one going. Okay, for you guys in chat, this is just for you guys in chat. The first one that gives me, there's two possible answers here, but the first one that, actually there's probably three possible answers here, but the first one to give me the correct answer in chat, so those of you that are in chat will have just as much of a chance to answer. Just for you guys, somebody will get an FAQ book. Let's see here. What is the correct? Remember, you got to be the first one, and you got to be the correct one of the three answers that I'll accept. What is the correct?
Matt, wait.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is fair because people are on different levels of delay. Some people have 10 seconds, and some people are up to over a minute. So.
Really?
Yeah, if you do this, some people have an unfair advantage.
Well, that sucks.
It might be better for you to say you're going to do this and then post the question in the chat. Don't say it over the air because it'll be all over the place when they get it.
True.
So
true.
Post the question in the chat.
I'm posting the question in chat now. Actually, I'm going to have to type this out, so you might want to keep them going. Let's see here.
The delay is dependent on what program you're using to listen to the stream and where you're located and how many routers you are behind me, and if your program's set to pre-buffer, so it might buffer up 20 seconds audio before it starts playing it to you, and so it's impossible for us to know how much delay you're actually getting. Matt's going to put up the question.
Almost done here.
As to knob submissions, because there's been some email and there's been some posts in the chat, I am emptying the mailbox right now, so give me a few minutes. I'm going to set up the spam filter on it, and then I'll let you know when you can start sending them in again. So just
all right, the question's been posted in chat. This is for you guys. I better write down whoever gets this one. Ooh, Mighty Mike, you came up first.
Wow.
And let me make sure. Yes. Oh no, he is not. That's not one of the ones I have listed.
Boost Junkie, I think, has the right one.
Yeah, Boost has got it.
Mr. Boost Junkie, the guy that helped me out over the telephone when I broke a lash adjuster on my car, knowing absolutely nothing about the inside of an engine before, and was installing my own cam, and he told me I could do it.
Here's the problem, though. Lorenzo got it first, because FR5 is the other one that I was going to accept. So
yeah, but Lorenzo won already. Screw
he already
that.
won, so I might have to. I'll have to talk to him. So maybe we'll take the second place person, and that was Joe. Was it Riddler?
No.
EKR. Yeah, he got it. He got in before Sean did.
I don't see Riddler. Riddler never even put up a part number.
Yeah, he did.
Where? Unless he messaged it to you. It's not in the main chat.
No, here. It's right underneath. You see where it said, where Bob says, so how do people know that they are delayed?
Oh, he did it in a
yeah.
Note. Oh, okay.
So it looks like Joe. Looks like you got it. What the hell is it with the men's staff? Winning stuff.
I don't know.
It's not really fair.
Yeah, like it's fixed. Viter says. I think we got to turf the admins for the rest of the contest.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to do another one here. Because we can afford this. Let's see. Lorenzo got the DVDs, and Joe got the FAQ.
Hey, I already said the Modern Performance GC, the admin staff, is disqualified. That's going to a user of the board.
Yep.
Because that's coming out of my pocket, so that's my call. I'm giving that out to a user.
Now, when are you going to give this gift certificate out?
Whenever you get off the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We were still discussing having other people come on.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still going to do that or not?
Depends who. I haven't decided if I feel like doing a call-in or not, because I don't know.
So
I don't know. We get, like I say, we get guys calling. It's like, yeah, I drive a Neon, woo! And then like, okay, do you have anything to say? No. Click.
Let's see.
Patrick wants to know if we're doing a group photo this year. I asked you about that earlier, but you like brushed me off.
I did? Oh, I'm sorry. I had other things on my mind, probably.
Yeah, those
Tom,
things on your lap too.
I just read an email from Tom, and he wants to take pictures again this year, especially at the strip and car show, and print them up for free. He had a laptop, and he brought a printer with him. I've done the printer thing in years past, but I haven't been, doing the photo thing and printing them anyway. I do, whoever asked about the group photo, I would like to take one. I would really like to do it at the plant, but as what happened last year, they had no time for us whatsoever. We had some people that were pretty high up in Chrysler talk to the plant people, and they did not have any desire to help us at all. I've lost my contact inside the plant. She has been transferred to a different department. She no longer has the ability to help. I'm sure there are others that, we might be able to talk to if they work at the plant or, have contacts inside the plant. But I will tell you that my contact was very high inside Chrysler at one time, and he contacted the plant, and they would do nothing for us. I understand they're busy. They had 3 shifts going or 2 shifts going, so there's not a whole lot we can do. Just something, we'd like to do the photo at the plant because that's kind of where everything was built. I don't think Tom is ever going to be allowed back at the plant because he was almost arrested at the plant. I think he wanted everybody to forget about that.
Is this the sweater-wearing guy?
No, this was PAACR. He
right.
He wanted to take pictures through the fence, and security came out and detained him.
Right.
So I don't think he's ever allowed back on the plant property ever again, although we might be able to sneak him back. Who knows? Yeah, Jailbird. That was his name, Jailbird.
Oh, that's why he got the tag. Oh, right. I remember now.
Yep. Sorry, Tom. I had to let everybody know about that. It was pretty good.
if he's in within a group of 50 and he gets identified, then...
Yep.
He just looks guilty then.
Let's see here. Going through the questions. Somebody, Too Fast Mopars asked, Mr. Nathan Bennett here anyway, would like to know if there's going to be any other products besides shirts and stickers. Have you thought of other products to help raise money for the event? I would really like to actually do the pens again. If you remember a couple of years ago, those of you that may have attended, I had some pens made up. I'm trying to find one here. I don't know if I've got any here. I think they might all be at work. But they were all neon related. They had a little saying on them, which I don't see any in my little larder here. Oh, there's one. There we go. That's a nice yellow. It says Neon Enthusiast. It says warning, warning, warning. May consume Hondas at random, and it gives the web address. I may try to do pencil or pens or something like that again. Again, with that, there's a cost associated with it. If we can do it, we will. I really wanted to do it. I keep looking at all the pen places that do, the print on pens and stuff like that, and I'm always looking for a good deal. So that's about all I can really say. Somebody asked about, Blair asked about, he wants more info on the other hotels. I will post that tomorrow on the site when I get all the other information down. And he said, what's the story on repairing, disassembling a Neon at the event? You know what? I have a Neon that needs a transmission. It's an automatic. I have a transmission sitting in Chicago at Mr. Craig's house. And, well, this may be a perfect time for us to do a transmission swap in the parking lot of the hotel. I don't know how I'm going to get the car out there. I'm not sure if I'll even be able to take it. It's my brother-in-law's car. Actually, it's my niece's car. And it's sitting parked right now, so I'm going to have to discuss it with him. It does move, but I have to trailer it, so I need to find somebody that has a trailer to trailer it from Iowa for me. We could fix the car. It'd be perfect. I'd get the free labor. We'd all have fun, drunkenly, probably, putting a car together. I don't know. I'd like to do something like that. I really would like to take a car apart, see how long it takes us to disassemble a car. But the things we got to worry about is where we can do it and getting rid of the parts afterwards.
Yeah, that's the mess. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else donates a car to use to take away the parts.
Yeah, and it's a big, I would really love to have two identical vehicles or similar vehicles and just see how long it takes two teams, do a friendly competition, see how long it takes two teams to disassemble a car. But, it's one of those things where you got to have the resources and the space to do it, and I don't know that we have either. So, let's see here. Reading another
email.
Looks like Awesome Ears.
Mr. Dashman.
Pardon?
Mr. Dashman.
Mr. Dashman. He has one dash that he's never completed 100%. He's willing to finish this and give it to us when he's down here, when he's down at the events. Actually, we'd like to do maybe we'll turn this one into a raffle and see how well it works out. I think that's a pretty good idea. Let's see here. I'm reading some more through here. He can't listen. He can't get into the chat, but he's listening. So, Brad, thanks. We'll take you up on that, and we'll figure out something for it. We'll do a raffle. We can handle that.
Just don't forget to bring it to the show.
Yeah, he says if he can't get down there, he'll give it to one of his friends to bring down. So it will happen. We'll just have to. We'll work it out. Contact me via email again in a little bit, in a couple weeks, and we'll get something worked out for sure. Let's see. Let's go back to chat. Has anybody got any more questions? Huh?
Well, we gave you guys an open opportunity to ask us anything, and you're just like all a bunch of chickens.
I have a question from local here. Yes? What's the question? The average number of cars?
100.
Bree would like to know what the average number of neons that each person owns. So you guys in chat, not have owned, but currently own. Oh, she wants to know how many they have owned total. So if you bought and sold,
Well, if you ask somebody like Barry, then what is it, like 86?
80. Well, yeah, 86, 87 probably. I've only had let's see, I've had four.
I've had 3.
I had a 95. I had the 96. I had the 99, and then I still have the 99, and I bought the other 95 that I've got, which is the old Wink car. And I'm getting the biggest loser symbol from Bree right now. So,
I've had a wide berth because I've had a 95 single cam. I've had a 98 single cam, so those are different. And then I've got the 99 dual cam, which is different yet.
Yeah. Well, that's okay because one neon is better than the Fords that she's on. So.
Burn.
Yeah. Hey, I have to admit, having four-wheel drive last year during one of the big snowstorms was pretty nice. So I could not get either one of my cars out of the parking lot.
Yeah, you mean like me today?
We've, yeah, probably like you. We've got one guy that on chat, Mr. Pocket, who's had 17. Lorenzo's had like 20-ish. I figured that from Lorenzo. let's see. She's calling us weird, so.
I want to know how many people that are Neon freaks are also Warcraft freaks. Come on, put it in the chat. Don't say unfortunately, because you never want to get started on that shit, because once you start, you don't stop.
True. Let's see, let's go back to chat, see if we got any more emails. No. Of course, gearxs.com has sent me another email, so I'll just delete that one.
You suck at the spam filter. Oh,
pardon?
Speaking of spam filter, if you guys want to send submissions, the box is now up and ready. So that's nom@neons.org. Go ahead, send submissions in. I'm going to get Bob hooked up with that later on. We should put a post up about that, too.
Yeah.
It's easier to talk, though.
Who is?
I said it's easier to talk than post, though. Posting requires effort.
Yeah, I haven't really checked the boards if there's anything going on in there or not. Let's see here. Any more questions? Maybe we should give away another set of DVDs.
Well, there was, when we were talking about entertaining the women, there's actually a post in the forum about asking if there's any other girl Neon owners who are coming. So, there's one that plans on going anyways.
I'm sure there's going to be a couple that'll come. Don't think just because you're female that you're not welcome. You will have a fun time with the guys. And I remember the last few years, we've had a few, Shanda's come in the past. We've had others. It's just a matter of, you getting along with everybody else. Usually there's not a problem with it. I wouldn't worry about, I've had this question, and I'll put it out there. It's just one of those odd questions you get every once in a while. I'm gay. Am I going to be, ridiculed? You know what? Your sexual preference, your sexuality, your gender, it makes no freaking difference to me or to most of the people there. We're there to have a fun time. Whether you're male, female, it doesn't matter. Don't let that be a deterrent for you. Yeah, I know it'd be nice to have other girl females there, but don't let it be a deterrent to you to not show up.
Just stay away from Ben, otherwise you'll find your panties on your head in short order.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and in the past, Kristen's been there, Jordan's been there. Both of those fun females to hang out with.
And all you got to do is bring a bag of brown M&Ms, and they'll be all over you.
Hey, that's between Kristen, I, and Sean. Okay, leave that one alone. People do bring their significant others, and for the most part, they do have a fun time. It really is what you make of it. So, there are water parks, amusement parks close by, so taking a day off and heading out there, if you don't want to hang out with the guys, that's cool. The more women that attend these, the better off we are. I think the more fun they end up having. Okay, back to email. Nothing new, really.
I can't believe you guys don't have any non-gathering questions. Come on. Why are the admins so Nazi? That hasn't even come up yet. Now it will.
Probably. What if whoever says it to, right?
Because I paid $10,000 to be a Nazi, so there.
There you go.
I have the power.
I'll go back to, getting some private messages here. The email address, again, for those of you listening, is radio@neons.org. That's the email address that we will answer questions at. So post up your questions there. The attendance poll, let's see. Yes, for sure. I'm going to be there. Let's check the stats. Should we talk about the changeover we're going to be doing coming up? Possibly. A little bit about that, so at least some of these guys are aware.
It's not something I'm looking forward to.
Why are the men so anti-Canadian? Well, it's because your dollar is now worth more than ours. And when our dollar was worth more than yours, it was for the same reason. So, sorry, Joe.
What is the function of the white plastic hose inside the fuel filler tube? Isn't that where the air comes out so the fuel doesn't go and splatter all over your pants?
Yeah, it should be the
Come on.
tube.
Bob's asking this question. He puts together Spoolboy mods. Come on.
Oh. I think he's screwing with you.
Probably. It's probably the most action he's gotten in a month. Anyways, the whole thing with the changeover, because the new version of PHP BB is out, and they've actually stabilized it as a release. Like, I wasn't even looking at it sideways until it was certified as release quality. The annual database purging is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I basically said, you have until February 1st, because it's whatever night that I have some free time and feel like sitting down and doing it, that's the night that it's going to happen. I'll try to put up a couple of days' notice, but it's going to be somewhere in the first couple of weeks of February. The forum is going to be down. It's not accessible during the purge because the purge is so database intensive that it just would screw everything up to have people trying to post and read and delete stuff. So it goes down in the full power of the servers used to do the purge. Anything you have in your private messages that's more than a year old will be turfed. And, I mean, we get a lot of whining about this. It's like, oh my God, buy a bigger server, or you don't have disk space. No, it's nothing like that.
No, it's a massive monkey. It's a massive elephant that Neons.org is. There's a heck of a lot of stuff there.
And if we don't keep this purged, it gets slow, it gets unmanageable, and it gets to the point where it used to be when it first migrated over to our hosting, and it took a good 6 months to get it to an acceptable level. I mean, the older guys on the board will know, they can attest to having to wait up to a full minute for a post to post. And you look at it now, and it's in 1 second. So in order to maintain that kind of usage, this is what has to be done. The org, the database, holds, it's just shy of 10 million records at this point. And out of that, there is 166,000 active private messages. So you can understand why these have to be purged. People send them, they read them, they forget about them, they just sit there, So it's been posted in the announcements. You're hearing it here. If you have anything that's more than a year old as of February 1st, it will be turfed. So there is a function inside your private message area. It says export. If you push the export, you will get a text listing of all your active private messages. Now, this is kind of neat because even if you turf a message out of your mailbox, that message, if it hasn't been turfed from the other person's mailbox, you still get a copy of it. This is good information to know, too. If somebody sends you some information, let's say a phone number for shipping or something, and you accidentally delete it, you can go to the export right away because that message, odds are, still exists in the other person's sent box, and you'll still be able to get a copy of it. So that's kind of good to know. This is why when you do the export, you'll see a lot of duplicate messages because they exist in 2 places. It's kind of a weird way that the forum handles the messages because it duplicates them in that manner so that if one person deletes it, it still exists in the other person's box, but that's just how it works. So that tool is there available for you. I mean, if you have a message that's in your safe box, don't be misled to thinking it's going to be immune. It's not. It will be turfed because all this work is done at the database level. This isn't done through the forum. It's done strictly on timestamps. Essentially what happens is the script looks at a post or a private message and it says, is this more than a year old? If it's not an announcement, if it's not a sticky and it's not in a protected forum, it gets turfed. So the time that it takes after is to actually rebuild the search. And again, older members can attest to a non-functioning search for how many months. And we did the purge last year, and I rebuilt the search. And now everything works great. So that has to be done after the
people
purge.
still bitch about the search, but it is light years ahead of what it was before.
Oh, yeah. Immensely. But that's where the time takes.
Yep.
In the downtime, why we're down for pretty much a whole day, because of the rebuilding of the search. The forum goes back and it adds up all the words. And believe it or not, when you spell shit wrong, it adds to the search time because it adds up all the misspelt words as hits.
Yep.
So if you want the search to work right, don't talk in leet speak. Type properly in your posts. Because the search is not a 16-year-old going, he's looking for cars with a Z, so it must mean cars with an S.
And, I think users have to understand, too, is that this changeover is actually, going to help everybody in the long run. It allows us, easier ways of moderating people. It allows us to do sub-forums. It allows us to clean up the way things look a little bit. It's much more refined. It's much more, it's much nicer overall. And I think, in the long run, it's going to end up being better. And it's going to take us a while to get, get everything back to normal or back like the way we want it, but, with adding modifications or whatever, but it's going to take time, but, eventually we'll get back to where we are now. But it will look different. It will look a little bit different.
Yeah, so there's going to be a learning curve on both sides of the table after the purge and the upgrade. And I may look at it and test it and say, you know what, we're just not ready for this yet and go back to the way we were. So just heads up. I mean, we're going to need some leniency. I am budgeting for 3 days of downtime just to be able to get everything tested and up and running properly. So factor that in, that you may not be able to get on the forums for up to 3 days, but we'll try to give you as much notice as we can.
I had another question come in. Cody's asking if we're going to hold any meets in different locations like PA or New York. There are some people who live far, far away. Well, we realize this. We tried moving things to Michigan one year, and that worked out really well. It was smaller attendance than I had hoped for, being that it was closer to the East Coast. I was hoping that more people would come up to Detroit and hang out with us. That didn't happen. We had it in Texas 2 years ago. Let's see, Detroit was 3 years ago. Texas was 2 years ago. And we had a good, outpouring of people from Texas. We had the Washington guys came down. We had a lot of people, some of the people that usually come to the event showed up. But it really wasn't well attended by a lot of the other people, especially the West Coasters, and I understand, and the South. And I understand that there's a lot of driving involved. I had to drive 700 miles down to Texas. I had to drive 500 to Michigan. I understand that the drive is killer for some, but that's why there's other people to caravan with. If you get into a group, usually if something happens to one person, you've got 5 other people there to help fix things. If there's an issue, I would like to say that that it would be nice to have, this thing move around some, but unfortunately, as has been the case in the past, the support isn't there in some of those locations, and it really takes the support of the vendors and the local people, the local clubs in those areas to really pull something off. I'd like to do something at Chrysler's at Carlisle sometime. But the problem, there's a logistical problem with putting an event on with another event like that, is that you're then fighting with everybody else for hotel space. And, even if you have to go, 50 miles out to get a hotel, then you've got a 50-mile commute, 100-mile commute to and from the city all the time. So, and you're fighting with everybody else. So, the case has been made for that, as well. We thought about doing with the SRT Nationals or whatever they're called. We looked at it, and the way they did things, some of us felt that it just wasn't cost prohibitive, or it was cost prohibitive to a lot of our members, and it was asking a lot for them to put up the money to pay for events that they may or may not participate in. I realize that that's going to, limit us sometimes, and it's going to open things up sometimes. But, that's what we look at. And I think the grassroots organizations that we've done in the past is probably the way to go. But, for the future, if somebody else decides they want to take this and run with it, I would have no issue with it, and I would help them. But I don't want to be the one anymore to, have to find all the locations and do a lot of the back work. I'd like to pass it on to somebody else to do. So, yes, we have looked at moving it around, and yes, we have moved it around, but for me, the easiest thing when I have to take care of it is to do it in Belvedere, because we know the location, and the people that show up from year to year know the area as well.
There was a question about the search, and I've had this from a few different people. This is a result of the internet paranoia in e-commerce crap and newer browsers. There is a timeout whenever you submit information to a website. That includes a search. So if you submit a search, you click on a topic and you come back to the search page after a little while, it tells you the post data information has been outdated. That is why. Because it's an attempt to prevent you from doubling up on putting an input. Like, let's say if you're on an e-commerce site, you put in your credit card number, your browser expires any form-related information, usually after a minute, so that you don't accidentally submit it twice. The best way that most people find, if you're looking through multiple links in a search, bring your search up in a new window and run tabs off of the search. So keep your search window open and just middle button click off each link to do new windows or new tabs to read what's relevant, and you won't run into that problem. That's not a downfall of the forum. That is simply how newer browsers function. So there's absolutely nothing we can do to change that. If you're really into advanced browser screwing, like you screw with the Chrome and that in Firefox, you can probably find where those options are and mess with them, but I would highly not recommend that. So that question had come up, so I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Ed in chat asked if this was really my last year operating a Neon event. And as I just posted in chat, yes, there is one caveat. I will say that if this event is very, very well attended, then, I may reconsider my position. However, based on past year's events, it's been basically a small core group of people. I'm going to look at doing something different for the next year. Probably not really Neon related, but still friend related. That's just the way, I'm looking at it from my point of view, and I'd really like to pass the torch on to somebody who has the desire and maybe a little bit more flame than I do right now to get the event going. I had another question. Let's see here. Let's see. Will there be time for part swap, similar to swap meet while we're there? Typically, yeah. I think we'll probably put that in with the barbecue on Friday. Bring parts that you want to swap. A lot of the times when we're sitting around the hotel at night, out in the parking lot, stealing Wi-Fi from whichever businesses we can get it from. I'm sorry, borrowing Wi-Fi. You know, there's a lot of part swapping that goes along out there. If you've got parts you want to swap, bring them. I picked up a couple floor mats from Alpine Green Neon, as well as some other stuff from him last year. And, you know, bring what you got. If somebody wants to, you know, buy it or if you want to sell something, go for it. We're not going to stop you. I should have some FAQs and probably some DVDs with me. I may have a few extra shirts. They're going to be different than the .org shirts. The event shirts will be different. But you know, there's going to be an opportunity for, you know, you to swap parts if you want or sell stuff or whatever. If Corey wants to, you know, pack up half his store and bring it down, yeah, why not? We'll open it up for him. And I see your search question. Mr. Neon Crazy Guy at AOL.com. Yes, we've already talked about the hotels. All the hotel information will be posted tomorrow on the website.
Yeah, Matt will get all that stuff posted up. If not tonight, tomorrow. You're gonna call the hotel and do the heads up that people are gonna be calling.
Yeah, I'd like to see at least 100 vehicles here this year. I'd like to have a problem with packing the hotel. I'd like to have an overflow hotel.
What was the last year that happened?
I'm thinking 90. Well, we never really packed the hotel, but the best attendance was probably 98, 99, 2000. When we had the most amount of vehicles, at least at drag racing. And I realized that a lot of the locals would come out only for the drag racing and stuff like that. But, you know, coming out for the barbecue and stuff like that goes a long way to help us, you know, see our numbers increase. Looking through chat here.
Well, if you guys have any more questions, this is your floor at this point. Send them in.
Someone's telling me to remind them. Sorry, Patrick. Telling me to remind them about the drinking in the parking lot.
Yeah.
If you are of age or over age, you are more than welcome to partake in the beer swap that Mr. Laverty will probably want to do again. However, if you are underage, drinking illegally is not recommended, and if I find that that's happening, I will take action myself. We don't need problems in the parking lot, guys. And I guess one thing to touch on with gathering in the parking lot as well is, you know, we're there as a guest in the hotel. Yeah, we're paying to be there, but at the same time, there are other people that will be in the hotel. There's no way we can get around having other people.
Unless we get the whole hotel.
Yeah, unless we fill the whole hotel, which would be awesome. But there's no way around us not having other people in the in the hotel. We need to be considerate of them. You know, not be too loud. I didn't notice that the noise levels were bad last year. We typically stuck to, you know, out by the trees, and we're relatively quiet. And there were some times where it got, you know, kind of rowdy, but and that's going to be expected. But, you know, we need to be conscious of other people in the hotel and be respectful of them so that they're respectful of us. You know, and that, again, that also extends to the streets and the other cities, Belvedere, Rockford. You know, street racing, if I see it happen, I'm going to be upset, and I've been known to call the local authorities. You guys may get mad at me for that, but we don't need that. We don't want that. If you're there to do that, find someplace else to go make yourself a grease spot. I'm not going to pull any punches about it. That's not what we're about. That's not why we're coming here. We're going to prove ourselves. We'll do it on the drag strip. You know, if you have a grudge match you want to do, we'll do it at the drag strip. Hot riding around town, showing off, it doesn't gain you any respect whatsoever. And most of the people will agree with me that go to these events will agree with me that, that's not what we're about.
Yeah, and if you pull yourself a ticket, we're just going to laugh at you.
Yeah, in the past we have, in Guanu, anybody who knows Guanu,
done a cruise.
one year he got arrested, and he wasn't doing anything illegal, grossly illegal. He didn't come to a complete stop at a turn, I think, and cops saw him. He got nailed. Apparently there was some loophole with previous tickets that he had paid but hadn't shown up as being paid, and there was a warrant out for his arrest, and he was promptly bailed out of jail by about 25 neon people. So, it does happen every once in a while. Make sure your records are clean, I guess, guys. Even if you don't think they are, you might want to check it. But that's just kind of, it's going to happen. And, it was kind of funny. We laugh about it, it was his own fault, but,
because even if you are behaving, I mean, a gathering attracts attention, period.
Oh, yeah. Well, one year, I think it was probably 99 or 2000, we were coming back from an event, and they had some cones out along Highway 20, and a couple of white neons were seen trying to slalom the cones, and these were more like barrels as opposed to cones. And as we were coming back into Belvedere, somebody had seen that, called the cops, and the cops pulled over the first two white neons they saw. And one of them just happened to be Shanda. And she was giving them a story about how there's a neon convention in town, and they're like, yeah, right. And right about as he said that, 30 of us go streaming by, and there were probably 20 white neons in that string of cars. The cop just kind of looked at him and gave up and told him to be careful. So, it does happen. They are out there watching, and like I said, I have no problem contacting them if we have some people that get out of line. Safety, guys. We don't want anybody killed. We don't want black eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, black eye at this event basically guarantees no future events.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yep, pretty much does guarantee no future events.
There was a question about attendance for past years. You have an estimate of the number of bodies and cars there were in the last couple of years?
I think last year we had was probably the lowest, one of the lower turnouts. We had 40 or 50 cars total. You got to realize, guys, that we don't count some of the locals. It's kind of hard to count because they're in and out so quickly. But at the same time, this is a national event, so we have people coming from all over the country. And if you've got 25 people coming from all over the country, that's a pretty damn good turnout, really. I'd like to have it much more, but when you've got 25 people from different states, all in one spot in the middle of Illinois or in the middle of whatever state we're in, it's pretty decent.
There's
past years, other years, it's run anywhere from 75 to 120.
There's a lot of questions going by tonight in the chat about the convoys. My suggestion to you, and I can actually go in later and we'll put up some stickies in each one of the regional areas, but that's your best bet, is to ask in your regional discussion forums about the convoys. We'll put up some threads there where you can banter back and forth. It's too much just in the chat or in the one forum to try and originate them all. It's better. You're going to get responses in your regional ones. So we'll put some threads up in there, and if you're willing to convoy, get your name into those threads, and it'll be easier to organize that way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the thing is convoying, like I said, it's a lot of fun, especially if you guys all have FRS radios. Go out and buy, personally I would buy the FRS radios that can do the sub-channels, because usually those are what we use to communicate with. Getting the ones without the sub-channels, then we're stuck with, only having, 14 channels as opposed to, a couple hundred different ones with the sub-channels. And, they cost maybe $20 to $25 for a pair of them. and battery is another $5-6 for the weekend. It's an easy way when you're driving around if you get lost, or if you're convoying out. It's a good way to communicate. You don't have to use cell phones. You got the radio right there. Makes it a lot of fun. In the past, we've had a lot of fun with the FRS radios in the hotels and stuff too. But it's convoying out is the way to go. I love when the Washington guys and the Colorado guys stop at my place, and we all head out together the next day. It's always fun, and it always makes the drives that much easier. Let's see. Somebody asked if the police are in the area are more willing to pull somebody from out of town, even if they're not doing anything seriously wrong. I will tell you that the Rockford police are pretty decent. The Belvedere police, we've never had any issues with anybody other than Guanu getting pulled over that I remember. Well, and then Shanda, but we really haven't had an issue with it. They're not looking at license plates, saying, well, they're out of state, I'm going to pull them over or whatever. They do their normal thing. They've been really, really good. We've done scavenger hunts and had people go out and contact the police and you get pictures with them, or get pictures in handcuffs, or get put in the back of the squad car or something like that. And it's worked out really well. So no, we haven't. They don't pull us over any more than they would a normal Joe Blow. Especially if you're not doing anything wrong, they probably won't pull you over. One more thing that I want to make sure those of you that have either video cameras or digital cameras, be sure you bring those, especially for the scavenger hunt and stuff like that. When I do if I put together a scavenger hunt, I require that you have a digital camera, and hopefully you bring a cable so we can connect it to my laptop and pull the pictures off, because I like to have a copy of them. But it also is the way we look at points and stuff like that. So be sure you bring a camera or video camera or something like that so that you can take pictures. Looking back on the pictures, and you'll notice on the FAQ book that I've got that a lot of those pictures were taken at events. A lot of the funny pictures that were taken at events. So let's see.
All right, well, at this point, I'm going to call a break. And if you guys have any questions that you would like answered, whether they're related to the gathering or not, please, you can post them up in chat, or we might be missing them in chat, though your best bet's to email them to radio@neons.org. Don't go private messaging us on that right now, because we're not going to see those. Just send them to the email. I'm going to put up a few minutes of music. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and we'll see if there's any more questions. If there isn't, we're going to bid farewell to Matt for the night and do some more giveaways. So we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. few more questions have come in. Humorous questions, apparently.
No, it's, Jeff.
There's a question about what's a first-timer, never come to the event before. What's the expects for cost? I know you had mentioned you've gone by in about $500, and that's your room, your food, your gas, and everything, or?
Yeah. You know, you think about it, and I'm, you know, because I'm there a couple days early, I have, you know, it's a little more expensive for me. But my hotel is, you know, I usually either share with Doug or Steve or both of them. You know, and that's, you know, we usually do a pretty decent, we get along well, so, you know, it's good for us. But, you know, $150 to $200 for the 5, 6, 7 nights that I'm there. That's not too bad, as long as you can put up with your roommates for that long. Some guys get away with spending less than $60 on their hotel because they, you know, pack so many people into a room. That's a possible, you know, that's what people have done in the past. You spend about as much as you want to. Somebody asked about the cost of, you know, hotel and gas and stuff like that, and it just depends, you know. Food, how much do you want to eat? How many times do you want to go down to the Steak and Shake and hang out there at 3 o'clock in the morning? How much do you want to spend? Those are the questions that, you know, it's difficult for us to really pinpoint how much it's going to cost you. You figure, you know, $20 for food per day. You can get away cheaper. You can get away more expensive.
Yeah, and if you go to the strip club,
you better bring lots of hundreds.
Yeah, is there Bible study this year?
That's other people got to organize that. That's not something that I organize.
There's been a few questions come up about the possibility of a dyno. What's your thoughts on that?
If we can fit it into the schedule, I'm all for it. The one year we did it at Han, we had more people show up and just, you know, hang out than we did actually have running on the dyno. That's kind of like the autocrossing in that it's autocrossing and road racing, and it's difficult to get people to participate, especially since, you know, you can only have one car on the dyno at a time, and it takes, you know, 20 minutes to get it set up and run, whatever. You know, and depending on how many pulls you get, it's not really conducive to a group situation. If people want to set it up on the side, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with making it, you know, an event as well, but it's probably not going to be a primary event. It'll probably be something where, you know, you have to choose whether you do this or that.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple more. I don't quite understand what APN is asking. If it's a prohibition from being able to drag race at the strip or not.
What was that?
Let's check the email.
From
Matt.
Oh. Any idea what day Byron would be? Is that the one?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Are there any rules regarding probation on a ticket with drag racing in a safe environment? I think that as long as you can drive your car to the track, you can race it.
As long as it passes tech.
Don't quote me on it, but I'm guessing that, you know, if you're on probation, as long as you don't do anything, you know, that's going to get the cops called on you before you get to the track or after you leave the track, I don't see an issue with it, but I am not a legal expert, so do not take my advice or my words as the legal definition of it.
Well, we're on the subject of drag racing. What's the tech like at Byron? Do they get down your throat for things like, I know here, if we go to our track, if somebody has a remote starter installed, it has to be killed. And if you have a clutch bypass switch to function your starter, if they can turn your engine over, they put it in gear, and if they can turn it over with the clutch up, you fail. So how is it at Byron? And batteries have to be tied down. If you have a battery in the trunk, you have to have an external kill switch. They even make us take our bubble covers off.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what the rules are for tech. We'd have to probably look at the website and, talk to Ross and see, because Ross is setting that stuff up. My experience with it has been that as long as the car drives in, you're probably okay to run in the classes that we'd be running in. I think they look a little harder at cars that are trailered in that are dedicated drag cars. But your street car, it's something that you just drove in from the highway. As long as you're not going faster than, 14, whatever it is.
Usually
they pretty much don't really check much.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Usually the rule, I know around here with the IHRA and that, when you hit 11.9, that's when it starts to get serious.
Yeah.
I think at 11.9, you have to have a partial cage, you have to have drive line loops, so.
Yeah. Patrick wanted to know if we considered going to Route 66 again. We did, but Route 66 is about $6,000 to rent for the night that we did. We came up short.
Yeah, don't joke about U-Haul being your friend. I'll show you the pictures of my car in the back of one.
We did have somebody that stepped up and did pay the rest of it. However, we were in the hole in that event, almost $1,000, and I will not allow that to happen again. If we can't pay for it beforehand, or if we can't pay for it with fees, by going into the event, then we're not going to do the event because I don't want to be in that position again. Route 66 is a stellar racetrack. I think everybody that was there had fun. I hated that it cost people as much as it did. But that's just when you rent a facility like that, that's what the price you have to pay.
Mm-hmm. So far in the attendance poll, there's 32 votes. 13 ironclad attendance and 13 probably, but not 100%. So, just from the listening audience tonight, so far only 2 people have said no, they can't possibly be there. So it's looking. I mean, it's for the first night to have 26 people say, yeah, we're probably going to be there. That's good. Obviously, we want more, but
yeah. Also wanted to mention that for tonight, and I will run it through tomorrow as well, through midnight tomorrow night, Central Standard Time. I am going to offer the FAQ and DVDs as a combined pair for $45. You need to email me at wiggs@neons.org. Again, that's wiggs@neons.org. This will go through, today is the 28th, so it'll go through midnight tomorrow, the 29th, January 29th. Combo package for both the DVD and the FAQ book, $45, and that's $45 shipped. If you'd like one or the other, it'll be $25 each. If you buy them combined, it's $45, so you're saving $5. And I'll run that offer through January 29th at midnight. So as long as you email me at wiggs@neons.org before midnight tomorrow night on the 29th, I will only accept PayPal. I'm sorry, but I've had too many people that have asked for my snail mail address only to have them set aside and reserved, and then I never see payment. So PayPal does allow you to pay with a credit card without having to have an account. So I'd rather go that route than deal with money orders and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially when you're putting them out at a discount.
Yeah, it's not worth it to me to, I've got 8 DVDs ready to go right away. And we still got one set of DVDs and one FAQ book to give away tonight. I've got 8 of them ready to go.
A couple more questions coming in. Any problems, either track or police-wise, with people who have excessive tint on windows or on plate covers, like photo blockers or anything? I know the rule is around here, it's local statute, so if somebody comes from another province, it's whatever applies in that province they have to uphold here. So how does it work down there? Like if tint is legal here and I drive down with tinted windows to Belvedere, am I going to get shit for it?
Well, I don't know about the state of Illinois, but I know the state of Iowa stopped, I think it was Eric, Sport Coupe Eric, a couple years back, and gave him a ticket for excessively dark window tint, even though his car was registered in the state of Washington. So they do enforce tint laws in Iowa. I don't know about Illinois.
All right.
That's going to be totally, and the same thing with the exhaust question. With the exhaust question, as long as you short shift in town, stuff like that, there's probably not going to be a problem with it because your exhaust shouldn't be that loud. Even open header, you can keep it quiet by short shifting. But
if you follow the recommended shifting pattern in your manual, you won't have an issue. Which means you're in 5th gear by 35 miles an hour.
Yeah. So you shouldn't have a problem, as long as you're not getting on it a lot, you should be okay.
Yeah. So, not only at the event, but, got to factor in how many different states you may be traveling through. That's your risk. I mean, any modification you've done to your vehicle, any trooper along the way might have an issue with it. So
yeah, and there's nothing we can do about that. Somebody else asked about, is there a go-kart track in the area? Yes, there is, and we have used it before. I'm not sure if it's still working. I think it is because last time I was by there, they were still running, which was last year. So yes, they still are running. It was fun. They weren't fast, but, having fun. Hey, we were going fast enough that I could still hold the video camera and drive at the same time.
I bet they love that.
So they weren't fast, great, but they were, but it was fun, And we've seen some fights out there too, but that's a story for another time, I guess.
Neon Crazy Guy says he can offer U-Haul discounts to anybody if they need to get equipment to get home. So
Bitter could use that a couple of years ago, couldn't he?
Yeah.
That was rather expensive for him that year, I think.
And is there any, besides your own personal costs, is there any upfront or admission costs to any of the events? I mean, obviously if we go drag racing, then that's a cost, or go-kart racing, but as far as I'm aware, the barbecue is free, right?
That's what we're aiming for. We're always going to accept donations. I mean, there'll always be a donation can out there.
Is the brisket going to be there this year?
We'll have to sweet talk Mike into that. I'm not sure. He may not be able to.
Did he sent it but didn't come last year, right? They sent the brisket up with somebody else?
Oh no, Mike was there last year.
Or was that the year before? I remember one year recently he couldn't attend, but he sent it up. Unless I'm on crack.
Yeah, I don't remember which year it was. Let's see. A couple of the chat guys are having problems with speaking.
Yeah, that's the one who was offering up the file server and had his voice privilege removed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what was the file server. I didn't even catch that. So, if you need to take it away, again, go ahead. But guys, try to keep things on the legal side here, please. Also, be sure to, let's see, I got somebody that just sent me, okay, never mind. If you guys send me emails for the combined DVD set and FAQ book, be sure you put that in the either subject line or someplace in the email. And also be sure that your postal address is current with your PayPal account, or that you give me it in email so that I have it. If I don't, it's kind of hard tracking you down. Your neons.org ID as well would be something good to have. I did have another question about the shirts. Yes, somebody says they've missed ordering on the shirts. Yes, we will be doing another order in mid-February. We are doing a sticker order as well. I plan to do both of those again before next month. So keep watching the neons.org shop forum. The information will be posted there.
All right, we have another email regarding the tent. Apparently, it's just like any other reasonable state. It's illegal in the front windows. It's legal on the back windows. And it's only if it's factory tinted. So if you have aftermarket tinting or you have it on your front windows, you are at risk, plain and simple. So,
and it doesn't matter if you're out of state or not. It's been proven that they can pull you over anyway.
Yeah. So
it's all up to you.
Your call. And remember seat belts too. I'm
right.
sure the fines are pretty good for that. I mean, okay, look at me. Back in my old car, I had a racing harness. I got pulled over a couple of times, and because they couldn't see the seat belt over the shoulder, because it didn't go over the shoulder that way.
Yep.
I drove into a freaking check stop of all things. You could see it miles away. I'm like, must be some kind of accident or something. And then I pull up to it. It's like, oh, it's a check stop. Oh, I'm sitting on my harness. God damn it. And they look in the car and they're like, that's your seatbelt? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's it connected to? And I'm like, the other seatbelts? I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but you're not wearing it. No. Here's a ticket.
Well, and when I got pulled over for wearing my Schroth, it was a Rally 4, he didn't give me a ticket because, he didn't know if that was a legal belt or not. And on the Schroth, anyone who, buys one should know that it is DOT approved for street legal use. So you can wear it on the street. And there is a tag on the back that has the code that the DOT code that the cops can look up, and it is proof that harness is street legal.
Yeah.
I found that out after I had gotten pulled over once for wearing mine, and
it still has to be bolted correctly, otherwise they can nail you for that.
Bolted correctly, but as long as it's bolted in, the Schroth bolts into the rear seatbelt mounting points, and the stock seatbelt mounting points in the front. So as long as you've got the Schroth Rally 4, you shouldn't have any problem.
Yeah, personally, I'll never do a 4-point again. If I do that, it'll be a 5-point because, I don't want the concept of submarining down if something were to happen. So
yeah.
4 points are kind of neat. I did get into an accident at about 30 miles an hour with a 4-point, and it probably saved me from whiplash. It was somewhere between 20 and 30. It was fast enough to be considerable, but it wasn't enough to set off the airbag. So I didn't get to eat an airbag, and I would have been pissed because wearing the harness, I didn't come anywhere near the airbag. It would have gone poof, and that's it. I'd be like, that's neat and pointless.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what sold me on the Schroth was one year we were at Blackhawk Farms, and he was a neon driver. He wasn't with our group, but he was a neon driver, and he went headlong into a tree.
Ooh.
When he got out of the car, the airbag had deployed, and he had been strapped in with his harness. And he said that his helmet never touched the airbag. He never touched the airbag at all, and he walked away from the accident.
Yeah.
And you know, that's...
You don't get the whiplash that way, because if your head's back up against the rest, because I say, same thing with me. I rear-ended somebody in the rain because, for whatever reason, they did a double yield, you know, slow down, yield, proceed, and then stop again. So I looked left to see if anybody was coming, looked back, and the fucker was there in the middle of the road for some reason.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, they're nice. I mean, I can't reach my radio when I was wearing it.
Yeah,
you get
your
this
fingers, just the tips of your fingers. That's the way it is with me too.
Yeah, you just have to remember your passengers who don't have one on, and when you go through the traffic circle at 60 miles an hour, they're going to be in your lap.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't do illegal things like that.
Oh, no, not at all. We would never do anything like that. I would never ride in a car with a guy who had conies and went 120 through a traffic circle.
Those Canadian laws.
Actually, the only time that I've ever been in a car that I almost shit myself was with a race driving instructor who had an Audi, and I can't remember if it was a 4 or 5, and we had just finished chipping it with a weather hour chip. We decided we were going to go for a test drive. It's the middle of winter. Keep this in mind. So he's on a backside street going about 60, 65 miles an hour, and the corner's coming up. I'm like, the only thought that went through my head is, I'm about to die. And the combination of the car's handling ability and this guy's racing knowledge, he took me for a ride. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
I used to think that I drove nuts. That I can only think of what happens if something breaks. Okay, this is a car that has handling capability. It is in the hands of somebody who knows how to drive it, but shit happens, right? I mean, I'm going to be at the bottom of a ravine here. Can I have a helmet, please? Yeah, going like 50 miles an hour through a parking lot with parked cars, that was interesting.
A couple guys seem to be having some problems with chat. I don't know what your issues are, guys.
Everybody's voiced, so I think Bob's having trouble too.
It may be that maybe I've maxed out the number of connections I had set up on the RC channel.
Oh, Bob's not putting a space in the command. That's his problem.
Oh.
You have to put /join space #neon.
Oh.
That's what Bob's doing wrong. So hopefully he'll hear me and fix that.
Somebody brought up a good point on the email. You might want to bring some extra cash just in case something does break. Not saying it will, but just in case it does, always have a backup credit card maybe. You know, good thing to do.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know how it is in the States. I know in some provinces, if you don't have at least like $20 or $30 cash in your wallet, you can be arrested for vagrancy. So, I mean, have money on you when you're going driving. Because, you know, if you break down in the middle of nowhere and you need a tow or something, not everybody takes a credit card. So, you know, have your credit card and have some money on you, because anything can happen. I think it's the same way with the border crossing, too. If you're coming from Canada to the States and you don't have, like, at least $200 cash on you or something, they can detain you. Because it's like, you know, it looks like you're making a run across the border or something with nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to run down the dates again and some of the information we had at the beginning real quick, and then I think I'm going to sign off.
You still got one more set of stuff to give away.
Oh, that's right. I got to come up with another question for these guys, huh? Well, let's just go through this real quick. Again, the dates: June 11th to the 15th. Wednesday 11th will be the meet and greet, probably in the afternoon again. Times and stuff, I'll post all the times and stuff when we get that more worked out. Thursday the 12th We're going to try to do a parts run, a road rally, scavenger hunt, that type of thing. The parts run will be to probably the same place we were at before. We've been told that maybe we might be able to work out a discount for us on that day. We're going to try to work out something, strip a couple cars, see what happens. Friday, the 13th, the Bad Luck Day, car show, barbecue, and we're going to try to set up a cruise and just go out and cruise down 20 or something like that and see what happens. Saturday the 14th, drag racing, probably poolside party. Maybe we do bowling. I don't know. We're going to try. We'll get something going. But we kind of leave the schedule a little bit open just to let, see what happens. The group can decide what they want to do. Sunday the 15th, of course, everybody will be leaving. We'll probably do a breakfast at Perkins in the morning. I don't know what time. My car is usually fully loaded by the time I get there, so I never go back to the hotel. I just leave directly from there. But usually that's kind of where everybody says goodbye, or the night before, whatever.
You get all teary-eyed and emo.
Yeah. I will, I'm guessing most of the people that are listening to the stream are probably most of them are in chat, so maybe I'll just do the last two things here in chat, the two giveaways that I've got, and let you do yours. You're going to get...
Sorry. Somebody's trying to call me, apparently.
Oops.
Forgot to nuke the call waiting.
Again, all the information will be posted on the website tomorrow. So if you didn't get it tonight, you'll be able to read all about it tomorrow.
This whole entire show is being recorded by me right now, and it's being recorded at the proper quality. It's not being recorded at compression quality, so I'm going to adjust it a bit and get it posted up on the site, so anybody who missed it will be able to download it and listen to it.
Somebody asked another quick question here. If somebody happens to break an axle at the track, will there be spares? If you bring one, yes.
That's why we go to the junkyard first.
That's why we go to the junkyard on Wednesday. So usually what happens is you'll find someone that will sell you one. I'm bringing at least one spare. If I can get another for the other side, I'll have a spare set for myself. I don't intend on breaking axles, but I also know that, anything can and does happen. So you just got to prepare for it. Bring cash in case something does happen. When you race, you better expect to break parts eventually, no matter what happens. And a lot of people get lucky a lot of the time, and most of the people that have broken axles know how to swap them in less than 10 minutes. So, there should be people that would help you. That's the one nice thing about the event is that, people will help you as much as they can. We've torn engines apart. We've swapped engines in the parking lot of the hotel. I'm not saying we're going to do that this year. I hope we don't. But, it has happened. If it works out that way, we will do it.
Where's that picture of the piston? Whose car ate that piston one year?
Pardon?
There was that. You guys had a picture. You had swapped out one piston. It was totally burnt to shit that one year in the parking lot.
I know Boost Junkie had some problems one year, and Jonathan Alsholt had problems one year, and that was engine. The Washington guys blew an engine. I remember them changing one in the parking lot. They brought a spare with them. Or maybe it's a junkyard motor. They ended up buying a junkyard motor. They had a spare engine with them, but it was a 2.4. They didn't have the brackets. So, if you're going to race, you got to expect to break something eventually, and it might happen today. It might happen 2 years from now. So, you got to expect it. Once again, if you guys want the DVDs and FAQs combined, I'm selling them for $45. If you want them individually, they're $25 each. That's shipped. That's a ship price. Email WIGGS@neons.org, WIGGS at neons.org. Be sure to include all the pertinent information, your neons.org ID, your email address, your postal address. I accept PayPal at that same address, and that's how I will take these being paid. I think I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to let the guys in chat have post up 2 more questions and let them have the FAQ and the other DVD set here.
You're gonna post questions up in chat then?
Yep, I will. Once I get off with you, and you can call Lorenzo up.
All right.
It's been fun, guys.
Okay.
I hope to see you all there. We had 42 people in chat most of the night, so I'd like to see you all there.
And we have 60 people on the stream, so.
Wow, doing pretty good.
Yup. What we're going to do at this point then, we'll say goodbye to Matt, and Matt is going to put up the questions in the chat. So if you are in the chat, you have that opportunity to answer them. Are you saying admins excluded at this point?
Yeah, admins excluded since they've already won the first 2.
All right. So this is straight for the users, so you guys do those questions. We'll get that out of the way. I am going to go get the 800 number opened up. What we're going to do for the gift certificate, it's just basically going to be X caller. So we're going to take a few calls, and one lucky user is just going to end up getting it.
All right.
So
It's been fun talking to you, and I hope we can do this again sometime, maybe in a couple months.
All right. There's a little note in there in the chat about, I don't know if you have your PayPal links up to take donations for the event coordination or not. Like for the barbecue.
I would prefer that we just do it at the event. Like I said, I'll have a bucket or something out there. I guess if you want to PayPal, I'll accept PayPal too. Just be sure to put a note in there that, it's a donation for the event. But I realize some people don't convert their PayPal money to cash money. So if you want to donate that way, more than happy to take it. I can use my debit card from PayPal and pay for stuff that way too. So I'll accept that too. No problem.
All right, Matt. I'll let you go and go ahead and put those questions up in chat. And you're listening to the stream still, yeah?
I will be here shortly.
All right. We will talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
All right, gents. So Matt's going to get those questions posted up in the chat there. And there's a question question came in on the email about having contest open to the email. That was Matt's decision to give the stuff away into the chat, kind of as an incentive to come in and participate. So if you had an issue with that, then go after him. Copies of the show, as I mentioned about 5 minutes ago, yes, I will be editing out a copy of tonight's relevant portion. I'm going to actually stop recording here after we give away the gift certificate because we're just going to end up screwing around, and that's not relevant. So, yes, something will be posted. Just watching the chat for the questions here, and I'm going to get the phone line opened up here. Apparently I have timed out. So if there was any questions that weren't answered tonight, you may want to wait if you didn't catch the first half an hour of the recording or the show where most of the questions were answered. When I get the recording put up, if you want to listen to that, if you still have any questions, by all means, feel free to email radio@neons.org. Both Matt and I get those copies of those emails, so whoever is more relevant to answer will answer. Matt's going to put up the information about the hotels, the contact information, other hotels in the area, So if you want to get phoning them, I'd start tomorrow because God only knows everybody else is going to start phoning tomorrow. Matt also says, watch the forum. He's actually going to put up a chance for you to win one of the DVDs. The FAQ book is going to be given away in chat right now, but the DVD is going to be posted on the forum, so there you go. There's a chance for everybody to win a copy of the DVD. This is the Tech Talk DVD with Ed Peters from the 2006 gathering. So watch the 2008 forum for that. Come on, Matt, post the question already. I've removed moderation from the chat so everybody can talk again. Just so it's all fair for you guys to win the contest there. Just give me a minute so I can get this number up and going. I think I'm going to give you guys a few minutes of music while we get the phone number up and running, and then we're going to open the line for the gift certificate giveaway. I just have to find some music now. Okay, I think I got this up and running. Just giving Matt a chance to do his question already so that I can do the gift certificate. Hurry up, you booger. I'm going to give out the phone number here. Please don't call yet. It's a pretty simple phone number for the radio show. It's 1-877-ORG-RADIO. Spell it out on your phone. 1-877-674-7234. Yes, I realize there's an extra letter in there, but hey, it's cool that we even got that name on a phone number. So as soon as Matt, and apparently some people can't listen because they're phoning it already. So I guess I have to turn this off until I'm ready. Because some people can't listen. Hurry up and post the question, Matt. Jesus, we're waiting for you. Got a bunch of dead air here going on.
Get your haggis right here. Chopped, heart and lungs, boiled in a wee sheep's stomach. Tastes as good as it sounds. Good for what else, yeah?
Oh, so you're looking for a Mr. Smithers, eh? First name Whalen, is it? Listen to me, you. When I catch you, I'm gonna pull out your eyes and shove them down your pants so you can watch me kick the crap out of you, okay? Then I'm gonna use your tongue to paint my boat.
Okay, Matt, you're fired. I'm giving away the gift certificate first because you're not paying attention. I am going to take... let's see here. I need a random number generator. Well, we have 55 people left listening to the stream. So what I'm going to do... let's say... let's go with the 11th caller. Now Matt says he's got his question posted. I don't believe him. It's posted in the 2008 forum. Oh, okay. So while you guys are trying to hit that, I am going to open this back up here in a minute. So everybody go to the site and look for that question while I do this. Okay, I'm putting the line back up. The line is up now. This is the giveaway for the gift certificate. The 11th person is going to be the one who wins a $100 gift certificate to Modern Performance. Go ahead and call now. And the 11th person will be the one who wins. This is Joe, isn't it? Hello?
Hello?
This is Joe, isn't it?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
You're the first caller. You lose.
Okay.
Call waiting on a radio line doesn't work very well. Shitloads of people are going to end up getting my freaking voicemail. Okay, well that was one. I need 10 more. You're 2.
Okay.
Fail. I'm being a jerk now. You're 3. 3 no good. Well, at least say, oh shit, before you hang up. Come on, you guys. You're 4.
Hello?
Hello. You're 4th. No good. Hang up. Try again. You're 5.
I'm 5.
No good.
All right.
Goodbye. You're 6. Hello? Hello, you are number 6.
Thanks, Snap.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Talk to you later. Hello?
Hey.
You are 7.
Damn it.
Keep calling. My voicemail's going to be crammed after this. Hello?
Come on now.
You are 8.
11.
8. Hang up. Try again.
Nope.
I really got to do this from a phone with no call waiting. Stop leaving me messages. I know my wife's voice is sexy and all. Okay, now nobody's phoning. Come on, I'm on number 9. Still have a chance. No. Number 9.
Oh, damn.
This is fun. I get to hang up on people. Guess what?
Hang up, try again. Yeah.
You're number 10.
Okay.
Try again. All right, next one in is it, and here it comes. Hello.
Enter the phone, bitch.
Who is this?
Oops, sorry, wrong number.
No, it isn't. Who is
There
this?
is, who's it?
This is Snappy.
Who?
This is Snappy.
Oh, no shit, I thought I had the wrong number.
No.
That's like a mile of delay here.
So who is this?
I don't know, it's a secret.
Well, if you want to win, you got to tell me who it is.
All right, I'll tell you. It's Vitor. What's up?
Oh, you bastard.
I found my phone, bitch.
Didn't you win something tonight already? No, you got the question wrong.
I didn't follow directions.
You failed.
I didn't follow directions.
Well, now you win the gift certificate. You're number 11.
Sweet.
Lucky you. And I even know your address already, so that's easy. I'm going to have all sorts of people going, oh, the post whores of the boards are the ones that won everything.
All right, I'll get off the phone. So some other schmuck can call.
I'm not taking any more calls. We're going to call Lorenzo and bug him.
All right, have a good night then.
But congrats. I'll send Corey the info and let him know that you won.
Awesome.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. That was interesting. Now I wonder how many voicemails I have because I forgot that was going to go to voicemail. If there's any obscene messages in there, I'm going to hunt you bastards down. Now we're going to make another call here. Just have to look up a number. Okay, at this point, I am going to turf the recording because it's no longer relevant. So from this point in, is not going to be on the recording.